Right now, there are 13 states that have constitutional carry, but there could soon be another one added to that list. Our next guest is Representative Jonathan Hill, and he's involved in the effort to make South Carolina a constitutional carry state, and I'm all for it. What's going on, man?
Fighting hard for this thing.
Yeah, man, I'm not mad at you. So how did this bill get started in your state?
Well, I first came into the state house. I was elected in 2014. Came into the state house in the 2015 session, and this was one of the first bills that I filed, knowing that it would be a multi-year fight. So we're now in year 3 of that fight, and we're seeing some real grassroots traction. There's the whole issue has gotten some media attention as well lately, and so we're going to keep pushing as long as it takes.
Awesome. So now, what is the current state of concealed carry in South Carolina, for those that don't know?
Right. We're one of the few states that does not allow any form of open carry.
Okay.
Of a concealable handgun. Currently, you have to go and pay a fee, get fingerprinted, have a background check with SLED, which is our state law enforcement division, and get a permit, which I call a plastic permission slip. So that you can carry concealed here in South Carolina.
Yeah. So now, I'd like to hear your personal thoughts on it. I know what my stance, my personal thoughts on it. But why do you think constitutional carry should be the law in South Carolina?
Well, it should be the law because of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is very strongly worded. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
End of story. Period. And so that does not give the states any room to require any sort of permitting or licensing. It does not give the states any room for taxing or fees, and it does not give the state any leeway for requiring any form of training. And in fact, I think that you'll find in most cases, if you leave it up to the people that are going to actually be carrying to get that training that will make them feel comfortable with carrying, that you'll find that it actually goes way beyond what the state requires.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's interesting. I tend to, it's weird. I get it all the time. You gun guys don't understand compromising. And I'm like, we've gone above and beyond compromising at this point. And, it's like we literally have we literally have an amendment that says shall not be infringed with respect to our gun rights in this country. And yet a lot of us honestly sit by and just accept the fact that we have to get a permit to carry.
Right.
That inherently in and of itself is compromising.
Right.
It says shall not be infringed. I don't need another additional requirement for someone to say, oh yeah, you're allowed to do this if you meet this, and this standard. So it's definitely something that is not talked about by a lot of people, but I definitely think that needs to change. And so I'm glad that you're definitely pushing this for South Carolina at bare minimum.
Right. Well, thanks. And the reason the Second Amendment is so strongly worded was because our founders understood that there's a twofold purpose.
Yeah.
One purpose is for self-defense, but who is the greatest threat to your liberty that you might have to defend against? Clearly, what was the foremost on their minds was a tyrannical, out-of-control government. So that's why this particular amendment that protects us in the Bill of Rights was so strongly worded.
Yep. Nope. Absolutely right. We even as gun owners get lost in the weeds of personal protection. And I'm all for it. I talk about it all the time, every day. However, we tend to almost want to kind of skate the concept of that this was actually put in place to help us fight off a potential tyrannical government. And I think the other side has done a great job of making it seem like anybody who brings up this argument is a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. But yet we have prime examples of these types of tyrannical governments all over the globe. And so for some, I don't know, it's weird how we kind of have this inherent false sense of uniqueness in a sense that, it can never happen here, when the entire foundation of our country was based on the fact that we rebelled against a tyrannical government.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, making sure that it never happens here requires that we learn both from our own history and from what's going on in other nations. So very valid point there.
Absolutely. So how do you like your chances of getting this passed?
Well, I think that we have the votes to get it out of the House. So clearly what we've seen is that there are some that don't want to go on the record, but if you make them go on the record, they're afraid to go in opposition, especially in a conservative state like South Carolina. So that's been what the battle has been all about, is getting that vote, getting it to the floor. Currently, both bills that have been filed related to carrying of firearms have, just like any other gun bill, will go through the House Judiciary Committee.
Gotcha.
And if leadership finds a way that they don't like the bill for some reason, they're going to sit on it until kingdom comes. So we've been working to try to overcome that.
Gotcha. Now, is there anything any of us can do who are outside South Carolina or in South Carolina to kind of help this along? I mean, what do you think?
Well, if you're outside South Carolina and you know someone here, then by all means call them and let them know what's going on. If you're here in South Carolina, you need to go to the State House website, scstatehouse.gov, look up who your House member is, and give them a call or shoot them an email and just let them know how you feel about the issue. Basically, our legislature needs to. They should be more afraid of their constituency than they are of special interests. They should be more afraid of their constituency than they are even of leadership within the State House.
Yeah.
So that's how we're going to get this passed. Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Representative Hill. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best of luck in getting that passed. We need this. We need that here in Texas too. But
Yep.
We act like we're the best gun state in the world, and I'm still going to keep harping on us until we actually get to that point legitimately, even though I love Texas. but thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk guns and gear, my favorite.